Hello everybody guys and welcome to the science class. Today we're gonna be talking about seas. And I would like to start the class by asking you the following question. Can the sea level change? Well, yes. Every day the sea level rises and falls. Yeah? And this phenomenon is called the tide. So tides can be seen at the beach, as you can see here in this video, because the coast grows wider or narrower according to the sea level. The sea level changes through the day. Yeah, it's not always the same. So let's talk right now about the tides. So we got two types of tides, the low and the high tide. So in low tides, water moves away from the beach and which becomes wider. So you can see the beach now, the floor is wider now. And the lowest point that the water reaches is called the low water or the low tide. On the other hand, we have the high tide, and in this one the sea begins to rise again, yeah, and the beach becomes narrower, yeah, the floor, right, sun has less space, occupies less space now. The highest point that the water reaches is called the high water, or can also be called the high tide. So you may wonder why these tides are happening or occurring, right? Let me tell you that water from the oceans is smooth because of the attraction between the moon and the earth. So there you see the moon spinning around the earth, and based on where the moon is in relation with the earth, then the tides are produced. And we got this low tide, yeah, in these areas. It is low tide because the water is moved to high tide zones, and therefore the beaches in these areas have lower water levels. Now, if we talk about the high tides, in these areas it is a high tide because water is attracted to the moon. The water level rises on beaches here, creating this high tide. Okay? So now that we know about the tides, let's talk about the ocean currents. So I would like to ask you a question. Have you heard anyone talking about El Niño or La Niña current? Well, these names refer to different ways the water moves in the ocean. So currents are movements of large amount of water in seas and oceans. They have different depths and directions. Currents are caused by differences in temperature, salt, and wind. Okay? Because of the way they move, currents are considered rivers that flow under the ocean. They can be warm currents like El Niño or cold currents like La Niña, depending on their sources, where they come from. So these currents can alter the regional weather, yeah? So they can actually cause these floods, or they can cause droughts in some areas of the world, yes, and that is including us, yeah? They also affect the diversity of living things in a particular area, because imagine if an area gets flooded or it gets some droughts. So imagine what would happen to the living things that live there. So probably during the holidays you like to spend time at the coast, right? And in the coast you can find these beautiful waves, right? And waves can be smooth swells or giant waves, like the ones you find in a storm, right? This phenomenon has to do with the movement of air on the surface of the ocean. Although very large waves can also come from seismic activity like earthquakes. So you may wonder, how are these waves produced or formed? Well, in step number 1, yeah, the wind blows toward the shore, yeah, pushing the water, yeah, the direction to the beach here, yeah. Then we got number 2, close to the shore, waves begin to change their shape. So can you see that now they have formed this half circle shape, and then they get into the shore and they break on the shore. Yeah, so that was basically how waves are formed. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. I hope that you enjoy, and we're gonna see each other later on in the Zoom class. Thank you very much.